It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up, it's the 49ers creative quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the 49ers and the Chargers, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And it certainly hadn't taken Herbert long to earn his status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. Locked and loaded at every snap. And the second he sees an opening, that ball is soaring downfield. You better be on your toes against him on defense. The second you turn your head, he'll burn you.
Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now Tomlinson on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers on the ground for LT from last week. 15 carries, 68 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
His throw incomplete.
I like those corners who can not only cover, but don't mind getting a little physical as well. How about the coverage on that play, knocking that pass away?
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Niners are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
A confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
So here are the 49ers now with a long field ahead. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a second-round pick back in April's draft.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he goes down at the 26, a pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. Here's Kaepernick to throw. They'll find Ayuk open right side. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second down and a yard. Now the first carry here for the running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to have a Niners first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. The Niners at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. Keeps himself upright, escaping the press. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. And a loss of 5 there as his safety blitz winds up paying off.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, or run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. And Jennings will go in motion right. To throw, Kaepernick. That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, Kaepernick. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Now a 2nd and 2. And here's a handoff out of the gun. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key 3rd down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over the offense. Just pick up a nice first down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured. But they've certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Niners take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
2nd and 10. From the pistol, Tomlinson. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time on the catch catch and run, 37 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 36. Out of the gun, it's Tomlinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. You look at this Niner defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
That was a nice play right there, but overall this season, it's been an absolute disaster. A total lack of communication on the back end. They need a leader who can put this team, this unit, on his shoulder pads and carry them to the right spots.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Throw caught there by Crumpler. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Now Herbert off the bootleg. And trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Now this incomplete, and I don't see any flags coming out. He was clearly in the pocket, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, and that brings up 4th down. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. One back in the... And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. In our stat pack every week, there's 2 columns for fumbles. FF for forced fumble, FR for fumble recovered. He's got the FR going. He recovered 2 last week and another one now.
And I know the FF guy, the guy who forced the fumble, is going to get major kudos for knocking the ball free. But it doesn't really matter if you don't have the FR guy coming in, swooping in, and getting the ball. That means he's around the football, able to make a play.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Again, Herbert. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. It's a give, running left, Tomlinson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. That's complete. It's Loud McConkey. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. 23 yards to pick up there. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They'll go up the gut with Tomlinson. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
They'll try and pick it up with Tomlinson. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead is now 10-7. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Niners offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. He is the NFL's leader in rushing yards to this point in the season. And if he can replicate or even surpass the production that he had over the first half of the year, he's going to have a good chance to take home the title. In motion goes the tight end. Kaepernick going to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. 2nd and a couple. Hands it off out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On play action, it's Kaepernick. That's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
13 yards there and a Niner first. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Throwing now is Kaepernick. Connects with Kittle underneath. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Again, they'll throw with Kaepernick. Got a man, that's Ayuk. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route to run.
Deion Henley there on the tackle. Now a 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Now a play fake, Kaepernick. That is caught. Touchdown! Jerome Jennings, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are once again back in front. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
At the 43-yard line.
Herbert. They'll get this over the middle here to Palmer. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 41-yard line. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Here's Herbert. It's complete to his big target, Crumpler. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Tomlinson up the middle. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Now it's Herbert. Over the middle, complete. That's Palmer. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
For the field goal, a 48-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-14. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Niners 49ers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
Now Kaepernick. This is Jennings. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Kaepernick. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start our tour out in the City of Angels, Los Angeles. And it's the Rams who have the lead in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. From there, we make the trip east as we head all the way to Jacksonville to check on the Jags. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. Tank Bigsby, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Jamar Chase, a touchdown reception. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a 1-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And able to get this out to the 25. The 49ers offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
They'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
In motion is Ward.
To throw is Kaepernick. That's complete to Ward. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over his next few plays.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
To throw, Kaepernick. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
Now Kaepernick.
He'll get this to Ward.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Now Kaepernick again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Kaepernick now to throw. And it's caught. And the 49ers are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
To throw, Kaepernick. That escapes the set. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the 49ers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. He continues to show at this level that he can not only pass for touchdowns, he can run for touchdowns.
Not the first time we've seen this, because this young guy, he really makes it happen. So what that tells me is the book on him has to change. You got to now plan for those legs as well as him throwing the football.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 8. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Play action. It's Herbert. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Kaepernick. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Tui Pelotu able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Chargers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Charger drive about to get going. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick.
That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 5.
Here's Kaepernick to throw.
They'll get this to Jennings over the middle.
75 yards receiving for him now. And it's a 1st down.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, San Francisco.
From the gun, it's Kaepernick.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Again, it's Kaepernick. That is caught at the 7. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the 49ers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign.
Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throw caught there by Crumpler. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Herbert back to the air. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And he'll be tackled after a gain of 4, still 3 yards short. 4th down.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense.
And he loses the football a second time. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
He had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
L.A. readies for its next possession. The last series form a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Right side, he has Johnston. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. From the gun, they give to Tomlinson. He juked him, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
And he'll just get rid of it. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Herbert now. That's taken in by Palmer. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Josh Palmer, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers get a bit closer. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
As this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. He's got a rushing touchdown of the game already as you check to see where he is ranked in rushing TDs coming into the weekend.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That man tries to come to the front. They got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
He works his way forward for a couple of past the 30. This offense on third down today, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Kaepernick.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the 49ers first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
Now Kaepernick. steps away. Kaepernick hit. Fumble. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And at this stage, in the fourth, they need to work this into the end zone. A field goal doesn't do much. We'll see if they can cash in following the fumble recovery.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw.
He gets it to Johnston.
And he's in for the Charger touchdown.
Quentin Johnston, 32 yards. And the Chargers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth. So part one of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it.
And it's incomplete, but a penalty flag is out. And this looks like pass interference. Let's see. So now a big play coming up as the Chargers are going to go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the fourth. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted a tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done.
Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Kaepernick going to throw. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Throwing now is Kaepernick. Throw left side complete. That's Jennings. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Now Kaepernick. Pushes him over. Good footwork at the 30. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Again, now throw with Kaepernick. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
From the 20, here's 2nd down and 1. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
45 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Jennings, a receiver in motion right.
He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
A good display of footwork will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the 49ers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Charger drive about to get going. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
A give up the middle to Tomlinson. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Back to throw here, Herbert.
Now, quick throw there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Now this one finds McConkey.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Herbert throwing again. To the left side, he's got McConkey. And he's going to have a first down on a gain of about 10, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Here's Herbert. It's complete to his big target, Crumpler.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Herbert to throw.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Now 2nd and 4. first down. Herbert.
Over the middle, it's complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On the handoff, here's Tomlinson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Throwing, Herbert.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down one. That extra point is not a gimme.
Extra point try now from Dicker.
And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And he'll get out of bounds, so that stops the clock. Is on one play. They're up close to midfield. All three timeouts remain. How much that'll matter remains to be seen. It's 1st and 10. Well, same target, same result. It's Kittle.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Here's 2nd down.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it's all going to ride here on the left foot of their kicker. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. 2 seconds on the clock, this for the win. And his kick is good. From 49 yards away, he nailed it. And Union Street will be hopping tonight. The 49ers have won it.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for San Francisco, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.